So fasting is a subject that comes up more and more in recent times. And I know that there's some people who've joined the program who would like to keep their fasting routine as well as doing the ThermoFit program. Or there's other people who have heard about the benefits of fasting and they want to try and give it a go. So I just wanted to give you my opinion and my thoughts and my experience on fasting and how you can modify the program to give it a go or to keep the routine that you have been doing. To put it really basically, the idea behind fasting being beneficial, one of the main reasons is that when our body is not busy metabolizing food, that is when it goes in and takes the nutrients from the food that it's done with digesting and uses them in the spots they need to be. So it will take the protein to the muscles to repair them and make them stronger. It will send the nutrients all around the body to different organs and for different functions and different reasons. And it's only when our body isn't busy metabolizing that it can do this. So if we were someone to snack all day or have, five or six small meals a day, like is something that I used to teach myself, that is not going to give your body the chance to really repair and do all the regenerating that it has to do in a day or more. So that is the main benefit of fasting and the main kind of general idea on why it's beneficial. From a weight loss perspective, it's really beneficial in terms of it teaching and forcing your own body to burn its own fat as a fuel source, its own stored fat, not the food just burning off the food, the energy from the food that we've just been eating all the time. It's actually when we don't have any energy readily for it there to grab, it will go into our fat stores and convert that fat stores into energy for us to use. It's really interesting when you start fasting, when you realize when you're only eating when you're hungry, like just how much or how little we actually need to eat to be satisfied. It's a real interesting experiment on yourself if you're going to try it. So I started fasting, about 3 years ago. And I was honestly, growing up, I was one of those people that if I did not eat something within the first half an hour of waking up, my blood sugar level would be so low, I would pass out, and it had happened many times. So I was always this get up and eat straight away kind of person. And it's proof that you can change that. It's just reteaching your body a different way. Because if that's always what you're going to do, that's always what it's going to expect of you. And it's not until you change its pattern and show it another way, gradually, it might be gradually, you're not just going to go from non-fasting to fasting, overnight. But it can happen and you can shift your body. So I personally experienced that. And there's many different ways of doing it. So the way I like to do it and the way I recommend to do it is on a daily basis. It's called the 16 to 8. And this is a guide. You are going to be hungrier earlier or later than this, but roughly it's 16 hours without eating and 8 hours of eating. So put simply, you work out when you would have finished eating dinner. So say on average that might be 8 o'clock by the time you've finished eating, and then you wouldn't eat again until midday the next day. You need to make sure you have plenty of water. You can still have herbal teas, black coffee, even coffee with a bit of milk. I personally believe that if you're gonna have the tiniest bit of milk with the tiniest bit of energy in it, your body's going to burn that pretty quickly, and then it's going to go back to fasting. So guys, taking it a step too far, but with just a dash of milk in coffee or tea, I'm fine with that. So it's 16 hours not eating, 8 hours eating. Now, this, like I said, is going to vary. You may be so far away from that goal right now, then all I would recommend that you do is just push your breakfast gradually further and further and further and further. And that's it. Just gradually push it out until you get to that level. And some of you might even be already at that level and want to push past that. And you can make it longer as well. I wouldn't recommend making it any longer than, say, 19 to 5. It basically works out that you might have 2 big meals a day, and maybe a snack as well. And if you are feeling hungry, and don't push past it, or don't push too much past it. It's not necessarily the more is better type of thing, and the stricter and the harder that you go on it, the better results you're going to get. Once you get to that stage where you start to feel hungry, start to get some food prepared. Or when you get to the point where your stomach starts grumbling, that's the point where you need to be eating. So don't push too much past it. Just be really in tune with your body and only eat when you're hungry. That's basically all that you can do. So the way I recommend incorporating this fasting into the ThermoFit program, I think it's really good, because if you're not eating for those 16 hours and then people just do their type of fasting is like, I'll fast for this time and then I'll just eat shit in my times afterwards. But that doesn't really help, because when you think about it logically, you're cutting out the times that you're eating, which is okay. But it means that in the times you are eating, you should be eating really nutrient dense and high in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants foods, because you're already not going to be getting them from the times that you're not eating. So in the times that you are eating, it should be focused on eating really good quality and nutrient dense food. So my recommendation is skip breakfast. Take the breakfast out. You can take it off your shopping list. You can then, because you'll be having lunch, which is a leftover from dinner, and you'll be having dinner, and you can add a snack in between as well. Maybe you want to keep the breakfast as a snack if you don't have a snack on that day. I hope that gives you a little insight into fasting. It's just a really quick touch on it, but comment, question, ask me anything about it, and I'll happily pass on my thoughts.